Hello, good day. I want to share a little something about just from my experiences from over the years and times that have gone by. I've come to counsel a lot of people just in their marriages and in their homes, speaking more so from my study habits in relation to the Bible and the operation of love and how it plays out in relationship between two people. Also, I speak more so from my 29 years of being in a relationship and marriage with 4 children. So I have a very, very, very dire and sincere love for marriage and relationships, and seeing two people who love each other and having that work out, having that be something that's beneficial for the two. But what I want to talk about mostly today is our wedding vows. And the one main part that I want to talk about in particular is till death do us part. There's a lot of people that I talk to, and it seems the consensus is that even in a bad marriage, a marriage that is proven to be bad, that in some way is unholy or in some way is against God, to leave that marriage, and in some way God would be or disapprove of it or be angry with individuals for doing that particular thing. But one thing that I would like to point out, first of all, is the wedding vows. And as it goes, wedding vows particularly go traditional. It's I take you, whoever, to be my lawfully wedded wife or husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do us part. Now, normally during a wedding ceremony, at the end of such a reading by a minister, then the common response is, do you, whoever, take this woman or man to be your lawfully wedded wife? Usually the response is, I do, not I did. Because I did would mean you fulfilled some aspect of the relationship to get you to that point. Whereas in reality, you say, I do. Because in those very wedding vows, there is a sense of continuity. You are supposed to continue. All of the things that are said are things that are supposed to be upheld within the relationship. The job is not done at the ceremony. The job just begins at the ceremony. So, and understanding that, you have a lot of people who say, and from counseling, people that I counsel, that have been in relationships that have been just bad relationships. And they feel like in some way, shape, or fashion that if they left, it would be displeasing to God. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. Let me tell you that now. Nothing could be further from the truth. It is unreasonable to think that if two people are called together to make vows and in front of a preacher and family and friends, that it is an obligation to both parties to maintain the integrity of the relationship or the marriage that is being spoken of at the time. Marriage is a as we move forward, this is what we will do type of thing. If a person does not uphold or adhere to or follow those principles that are laid down at the wedding ceremony, those are just basically just base, simple readings of characteristics of love. Love should be operational. It should be reciprocal. I should be able to reciprocate. You should be able to reciprocate to me the same thing that I put out, not in equal measure, but in like. So when it says till death do us part, that's why I think a lot of people get caught up and a lot of people go on and get in a guilt trip because they may feel like in some way that they're ashamed because they may be living with a divorce or having had been divorced. They may feel that in some way they are less in character or less in spirituality than they were in a marriage that was not beneficial to them. But till death do us part, what does that apply to? And this is a rhetorical question. Does that apply to intimacy? Does that apply to romance? Does that apply to friendship? Does that apply to fidelity? What does the death of till death do us part? Till the death of what? See, that is my point. it is my understanding that in order to have a marriage and have a relationship, it's just like anything else. There has to be two people involved. Both people have to have a vested interest in the sustaining of the marriage and where the marriage will go. We all have flaws. We all have some issues that we may be dealing with of ourselves. And your spouse probably has issues that they're dealing with also. But the thing is, we work on self. They work on self. And we come together to celebrate the union. We come together to celebrate what it is that you know, our flaws and our indifferences and the things that make us different or unique. It is not about losing yourself in your mate. Because to me, in marriage and in love, it is about freedom. It is the free ability to be able to openly love a person just as you are and be received and give love just as you are in that freedom. So that's really what I wanted to say, because I deal with there's a few people that I deal with, that I have dealt with, and it would appear that the till death do us part is keeping people in marriages that are unfulfilling and unproductive, and it's like the empty bank account. There's nothing being put in and there's nothing there to withdraw. So in saying that, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, but I want people to just remember that I'm a fan of love. I'm a fan of marriages. I am a fan of relationships. And I would like for people to internalize whatever issues may be going on. Look and figure out if it's you. Don't worry about your partner. Just fix you. Because you never know how things may turn out in the long run. You just don't know. So, till death do us part, you have to be very, very clear on what that means. It may not just mean physical death. It means you have to love a person that is abusive, love a person that is disrespectful, loving a person that just cannot control themselves as far as their fidelity. The relationship at that point is dead. What are you holding on to? It's the time is come and gone on it. It is dead. You can't breathe life back into something that is dead, especially when you have a partner who may be unwilling to put in the work that they need to put in to make things go a certain way. If when you get married, there's you, your spouse, and you make a vow of love in front of God, under a priest or a minister, and if he is not your central figure, if he is not your go-to guy and your go-to girl, then you're going to have a whole lot of problems, because only he will tell you the things that need to be done that may not sit well with you. You may not agree with it, but it will get in your spirit and it will convict you, and it will have you doing the very thing, even though you may not like it. It will have you doing the very thing necessary to put your marriage back on the right track. Then you have some people who hear that calling. They hear that, and they still, in a very, very selfish way, choose to follow their own direction and their own path. So I just wanted to pass it on just in regards to relationships and marriage. Relationships and marriage, and the till death do us part thing. I'm not sure if we quite understand. Just give you a little something to think about in regards to the till death do us part. The death of what? Keep that on your mind. Think about it.